This is Block 9, the Civil Rights Movement. Section 6, Block 9, the Liberal Establishment. Section 6, the Civil Rights Movement, with Martin Luther King in Birmingham, Alabama. Martin Luther King, who has been a leader of the Civil Rights Movement since the 1950s with his Southern Christian Leadership Conference, decides, and he's kind of the recognized leader of Black America by the early 60s, he decides to make Birmingham, Alabama, his ground zero of his attempts to change the South. It was an excellent choice, Birmingham. It was the most segregated city in the South. Blacks made up half the city's population and lived completely separate existences from the city's whites. 50% of the population, only 15% of registered voters. Previous attempts in Birmingham to fight for civil rights had been met with dozens of Klan cross-burnings and nearly 20 actual bombings of black offices, black churches, black houses. King told his supporters, white supporters and black supporters both, that some of them might not come back alive from the planned marches that he was doing down in Birmingham, Alabama. That it's easy to kind of forget now that these people honestly took their lives in their hands when they did this. That the Klan was a powerful thing down south, and the police wouldn't kill you; they'd beat you up. But the Klan would kill you if they were angry enough to do so. King organized very, very well. Television cameras from all over the world were in Birmingham in 1963, and they were rolling as peaceful demonstrations began all through the city of Birmingham. Various times, various places all around Birmingham. Kind of not disruptive, of course, they're peaceful, but disrupting the normal course of life in the city. They were met by Alabama state troopers with police dogs attacking the marchers. They were met with electric cattle prods, and they were met by powerful fire hoses, powerful enough to knock the paint off of a building, knocking down, old women and children, and, tumbling them down the street. And of course, the cameras that were rolling caught all of this on film. And this is what leads the nightly news, when people tune in to their televisions to watch. Most of America recoils at the violence. That the images that people see on the screen are very, very disturbing. And whether, people in the North didn't particularly like black people, or they were kind of racist a little bit themselves, very, very few of them cheered, when these peaceful demonstrations and these peaceful marchers were attacked with dogs and fire hoses. And in fact, they grew very angry at Southerners in general. President Kennedy now kind of has most of the nation behind him. Gives an address on television where he referred to civil rights as a moral issue. This was not an issue of politics. It was not an issue of economics. That it was not an issue of states' rights. It was not an issue of anything. Kennedy said that it's a moral issue. It's as old as the Bible itself. It's older than the country. It's as old as Christian civilization, is the argument that Kennedy makes. And he promises the nation that he will work on finding a solution. But Kennedy is still hampered by the fact that the Democratic Party is a Southern-based party. And despite Kennedy's speech, and despite what Kennedy says on television, no solution was forthcoming from the administration. Kennedy refused to, or didn't have the moral courage or the political ability to put a civil rights bill forward and hope for, to split the Democratic Party and get Republican support. Kennedy still did not move quickly. And because Kennedy did not move quickly, Martin Luther King grew quite upset at him and planned his next move that would make Kennedy move.